All right. We're back with another episode of the Chatterbox TV with yours truly, King Jacob, man. And man, we got another special invited guest. And I'll go ahead and let him, introduce himself so y'all can get acquainted with who he is.
Yo, what's up, people, man? What's up with everybody, man? Maxx Osama out of East Tennessee, independent artist, man. And I'm just here for the people, man. Like they're here for me, man.
All right, man. You heard it, man. So, man, um, who is Maxx Osama? Like, so when people ask that question, who are you?
Maxx Osama, man, hip hop artist, man. Very, very passionate, independent about this music, man. Giving my life story behind this music.
Okay, so where did music start for you at?
At a young age, man. I mean, I've always loved music. I come from the Tupac era, Big L, and things of that nature, man. You know, Capone, Noriega, Big Pun, Terror Squad, and all that, man. So I've always been a part of this hip hop ordeal, man. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, like I love all music, man. But it's got to be music.
Okay. So you was listening to the era when cats really had something to say.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So what inspired you to really take it seriously?
Just seeing how I could reach people and give my story to people. You know, a lot of people go through things similar, very similar to some of the things I go through, man. And just to, you know, be able to not so much counsel people, but let them know somebody else go through it too, to make something relatable to people, so they have something to listen to, something to help them pull through and keep pushing, man. Because I mean, when I hear my own music, you know, I may be going through a time where I listen to a certain song and I need to push through myself. So it's a form of motivation for me. I wanted to motivate others.
Okay, man. So take us back to the very first time that you did your first recording, as far as went into the studio.
Man, I felt like a kid in a candy store, man. I was out here and I ran into some guys who had a recording studio out here in Tennessee, man, East Tennessee. And I was rapping for them before we went in the studio. Like we was just sitting around one night, just cooling, you know, like the homies do. And I started rapping, man, because I always liked to rap in front of people because I had older cousins who would put me on the spot. Like I was the young guy at the party, you know what I mean? And they would just put me on the spot and I would go. So I got to rapping for these guys and they told me, like, bro, we got to get you in the studio. A week later, they put me in the studio. I felt like a kid in a candy store without their parents. You know what I mean? Like, I fell in love, man. I just ain't looked back since, man.
Okay. So were you a freestyler first? With y'all rapping on the block and everybody just showing what they got. So did it start from you there?
Yeah. Because I mean, the older guys, they was like, "Ooh, oh, little bro can rap, little bro can rap." You know what I mean? And I got confident about it. But these guys were a little beyond me at that point in time because you know it was my first time coming along. They were like 10, 15 years older than me. You know, I always hung out with the older crew because I had older cousins. You know what I mean? They always put me on the spot in any and every situation. But I was real good at writing poetry, man. So I figured I could do it. So when they throw me on the spot, man, I just do what I did, man. It just came naturally for me.
Okay. So you're a different type of dude. So you're kind of a soul centric type guy. So from writing poetry into writing lyrics, counting bars, what type of
Yeah.
transition was that for you?
It was just more, the transition part was I had to learn to not have run-ons because I was real big on, you know, major descriptions. When it came to writing lyrics, you know, I had to be able to get my point across a lot faster than writing a poem. So I mean, that was one of the first things that I came about that I had to learn to actually do, cut my sentences down as I'm writing my lyrics pen wise. I had to learn to cut things down and get my punches across so I'm not dragging people along and losing people's attention and losing people's interest because I got this long drawn out verse and they're like, all right, just get to the point.
Okay, man. So would you writing poetry, man? Did that kind of help you with your creative writing when it comes to writing rhymes?
Yeah, absolutely. It broadened my vocabulary, man. I have a pretty big vocabulary when it comes to rapping and hip hop, and that's what helps me along with hip hop because I can get the oohs and ahs from the words I'm using if they have that understanding of what real rap music is, real hip hop and content and substance is. My punches land because I can use a word that knocks or erases three or four other words out instead of me having to build you up I can go back to back to back to back to back. Also with using syllables and things. English was one of my favorite classes, so my wordplay just crazy.
Okay, 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 man. So who what type of producers have you dealt with? So, with you working with your first producer, can you remember that session and you know how that session was? You know, because it's one thing to work with an engineer, but it's a whole different story to work with a producer to really get you prepped for the engineer, man. To really, cause you know the producer brings out that sound that you want, but that that engineer kind of match that sound and bring up them EQ levels and make sure that you got cadence on the track and stuff like that. So how was that working with your first producer?
Man, it was crazy because the guy that I worked with the first time, man, he was multi-talented. He could engineer, he could produce, he made beats, he could sing, and he could rap. And he was actually on American Idol and sung to Mariah Carey, man. Shout out my dog called Skinner, man. But I mean, he would literally 4 or 5 hours a day. Like I'd be locked in with the guy all day long. He'd plug into his guitars and all of that, make me beats, tell me certain things to do from a voice standpoint and transitions and things of that nature. And he just real life walked me through this step for step for step for step. And he said, "Hey, you got the bars, you got the lyrics, you got the style, you got the confidence." And he just broke it down for me like curriculum. So everything just started piecing itself together. And he stayed down with me, still down with me now.
Okay, okay. So what all do you do? Um, you know, I know that you're a recording artist and you definitely a hip hop artist. So is there any other things that you do as well, like produce, engineer, do graphics? Is there anything else that you do as well?
Yeah, I do all my album covers. I do my own edits. I've made my own beats at times. I've done my own mixing and mastering. Like I've really tried to make myself just well rounded when it comes to this music stuff because, I mean, the more I can learn, the more I can teach somebody else because I got guys around me that do music. They're younger, so they're not really having to understand of the business side of it. So I looked at it at one point. I'll be the guy off camera. You know what I mean? Because I know what goes on off camera. A lot of people don't have an understanding on because it's not always the person you see with a million followers on Instagram or social media things of that nature that's really putting this work in. Because without something of that nature, it's not easy. So I had to network my way through the game. But before I networked my way through the game, I wanted to learn the business before I got real.
I'm glad you said about you had to network your way through the game. So can you explain to a up and coming artist, inspiring artist, the importance of network? Just put it in your own terms.
But networking, I mean, I look at networking. There's a lot of times when you're in the city you from and you run into other artists, another artist don't want you to be bigger than them. So it'll be hard for you as an artist within from a local standpoint to build something up without networking. But a lot of my people that support me are strangers. I've never even met these people in person. You know what I mean? I've had people come to my shows and things of that nature, but majority of my support comes from strangers. I have a big following in London. I got a decent following in Brazil. And it's just a lot of these people just through social media actually showing them support in the content, whatever it is they do, showing them love and showing them support got them interested in what I was doing. And I mean, I don't know a person on the face of the earth who don't listen to music. And to hear me give my story and they hear the story and how serious I am about the story, and the people that do know me know that these stories and these things that I'm saying in these songs, I'm not making this up. It's bigger than entertainment for me.
Okay, okay, and thank you, Mr. Mitchell Gibson, for tapping in. We definitely appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it.
That's my dog. What's up,
So,
man?
okay, okay, okay. That's where that support come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's if somebody rocking with you, they rocking with you. So, you know what I mean? Salute to him for that. And man, so why do you think it is so hard for artists to become a household name in their own city?
it's just, I mean, again, like another artist don't want you to be this or be that, but you also got to put it in the footwork. These guys don't want to put it in the footwork. This is the hustle, man. You can have the hottest song in the world. If you ain't pushing it or pumping, you got to keep product in people's faces. You can't sit back and get lazy. It's an everyday job, all the time job. I create content while I'm at my 9 to 5 on a smoke break. You know what I mean? It's continuous. And a lot of these guys, Some people may get down like, oh man, they don't listen to my song, this, that, and third, and they let that get to them in their head. Once you get in your head, how do you write something or create something if you can't think?
That's right. That's right. You're right. You're right. And I just want to say shout out to my homies, Dr. Peach, Melissa Flynn, man. To my peoples, we always plug with one another, and anything that she got going on, but definitely support her, man, because she A1 for real,
Yeah,
man. You don't find
and
too
big
many
shout,
yeah, you don't find too many people like her, man. That's really honest, that's loyal, and that's just an all around people person. You know what I mean? So shout out to her. So you definitely got somebody on your team, man. That's going push it to the limit for you for sure, man. So shout out for that. So man, tell me about your current single that's buzzing.
gotta make it, man. I woke up, man. I woke up and wrote that song. I hadn't even washed my face yet, man. I woke up and was hungry for the hustle, man. And I told myself, you got to make it. You putting all this work in. Now's your time to capitalize on some things. There's some things lining up for me, and go get what you prayed for.
Okay, man. So mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, a lot of people don't talk about the mental process, the emotional process, and the spiritual process of when they're in their artist mode. When they're in their creative space. So, can you really talk about that creative? Because you say you just woke up, so that's got to be a crazy creative space that was always in in your in your mind, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people don't know your mind races a million miles per hour, and so if you could just wake up and just write a banger, you know what I mean? So tell me about that process inside your head. You know what I'm saying? Inside your
Yeah.
mental space.
Like when I get inside my head, man, I try to avoid distractions and dealing with a lot of people, anything outside of business as far as my music. So once I start thinking about something or feeling some type of way, I instantly start writing down how I'm feeling instantly, and it just flows out. It just comes straight out. I could get into an argument with my lady and write a song. I just did that like a week ago, and I got another song that I'm ready to drop, and she even liked the song. You know what I mean? But I also got a collection series that I started. It's called My Story, man, and it came about. I've lost a couple homeboys to motorcycle accidents and things of that nature within the last few months. So I just started giving people my story. When I did My Story Part One, a lot of people loved it. So I said, you know what? This is only the beginning of my story. So why don't I continue giving my story in this format? So I'm doing it like in chapters. I can't write a book, so I'm doing it through my music, and I'm up to part three as of right now, which I already have three and four recorded. But it's if I feel emotional or something's bothering me or every feeling, you'll tell how I'm feeling in my music.
It sounds like a TV series, man. You know what I mean? It
Man,
sounds like that what it could be.
I'm working on it in any and every prospect possible, man. I really want to take this series, man, and take off running with it, man. And again, it's me giving the people me.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good, man. So you as an artist and you see the world of hip hop, and so what do you feel about hip hop nowadays?
It's rough, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's rough, but you just got to find that audience. You got to find the people that like that real true hip hop. I got step kids, and they tell me, "Oh, your music's fire, this, that, and third." But with the younger generation nowadays, my step kids being 21, 22, you know what I mean. So they with all this other music. Again, from a vocabulary standpoint, hip hop and bars and lyrics, half the time they don't even understand what I'm saying because they don't know what the word is. Like, hold on, bro, you using big words. Like, we ain't want to do that in school. Like, you got to be knowledgeable to understand hip hop.
Okay. And so I see they just canceled the BET TV channel and the BET Awards and the Soul Train Awards indefinitely. How does that make you feel as an artist? What do you feel about something like that, man? Something that's been around for so long,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
they just up and cancel it.
It's terrible, man. That's the culture, man. That's history to me. You know what I mean? That's a terrible ordeal because that's what I grew up off of. I remember running home to hurry up and catch BET the basement, Big Ticket. You know what I mean? Hurry up, catch
Mhm.
106 important things of that nature. So for people not to have that nowadays and not have that experience to really truly understand what music was built off of, then you're just going to keep doing what the last person did. There won't be no authenticity to nothing. Everybody will be like this, like nowadays who don't sound alike that create new music. You know what I mean? And that's where
Right.
I try to separate myself. I'll never copy a trend.
That's right. That's right. And so, man, how did you grow your fan base in London and Brazil? How did it happen for you?
Networking. I was in a lot of groups on Facebook, things like that, going to music reviews, and every chance I got to get on the screen, I got on the screen, man. And just being a people person, man, communicating, connecting with the people who were showing me love and support, being there for them outside of music, outside of social media. If they was going through something, I gave 'em my phone number. You can give me a phone call. You could do this. You could do that, and just um, introducing people to my family. Everybody that knows me, that I do music with, that I collab with, whatever, whatnot. They know my wife. You know what I mean? I keep and try to build a community when it comes down to anything. If you want to be a part of a community that deals with music, show love and support, I plug in with them and I just go from there. I used to actually get on my Instagram and go live, and I had like 15, 20 artists that I knew from Chicago to Arizona, and I'd get on there and play their music. You know what I mean? I didn't mind sitting up, and I'd sit up for 2, 3 hours a night and play other artists' music. And it just kept growing and growing. And they seen that, I had good intentions behind it. So they locked in with me and stayed down for me, man.
Okay, okay, that's great. That's great, man. So when it comes to you and when it comes to you featuring an artist on a song, what do you look for in an artist that may want to collab with you?
First of all, I check their style. Like I've touched every genre except jazz. So for me is I don't turn down a beat and no nothing. I try to adapt what I'm doing to the artist that I want to do a feature with. Like if there was an artist that came about and he was a boom bap type artist, like shout out to my homie T.O. Monster 357. Those guys are more so boom bap type artists. So when we do music together, it's more so of the boom bap style music. But Monster is also versatile and does hip hop, with a higher tempo, faster BPMs and things of that nature. So when it come to him, I just get on and go. And a lot of times, I get a lot of references. People say I remind them of Prodigy. So if I'm looking at somebody and I want to do a feature with you, I'm going to look and see if you can rap, or if we're going to make a catchy song.
Okay, okay, and so that's really amazing because when you talking about the BPM, you know, a lot of artists is not going to catch that. They're
Yeah,
really not going to understand what you're talking about. So that just lets me know that you did some studying, that you put some work in, and that you gonna continue to work hard and own your craft. And with that being said, man, how did you understand that owning your craft is such important to you? You know what I mean? A lot of people understand music is a business. It's not a hobby, and practice makes perfect. So owning your craft is something that you have to do, man. And so, what's the importance of that to you?
to separate myself and be recognized, man, for what I do, be appreciated for what I do, because I'm doing it passionately because I love it. But there's also a million other people out there who got the same fight, the same battle I do. So I had to lock in. And if I didn't lock in, I might as well move. I'm just wasting my time. I don't got time to waste. So if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it all the way. As a kid, I couldn't quit playing football after the first day. So I ain't gonna quit doing music after the first day. My parents always told me, if you start it, you finish it. I'm here.
Now, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, you have a track that I particularly listened to today about 5 times when you was talking to the female on the track, and you was telling her if she gonna ride for you, she got to be ready to
Oh,
ride.
yeah. Got to be ready to drive for me. You got to do more than ride for me. You got to be
Yeah.
down to watch my. Yeah. And what's crazy about that, man, I wrote that, man, and was going through some things with my lady because I was so deep into my music. You know what I mean? She felt like that I wasn't giving her the time, this, that, and third. And honestly, I end up locked up, man. I wrote that song locked up because I was trying to get myself out to her. And she knows I express myself through my music. So instead of sending her a letter, I wrote her a song. And the day I got out, I recorded it and played it for her.
Wow. That's dope, man. That's a fire record, man. And so, man, Is there a video already shot for that record or no?
Nah, I ain't get the video part yet. Cause what I done a whole EP for her. I did a
Hmm.
5 song EP, all for her. It was all from the heart. You know what I mean? Like I said, I write music depending on how I'm feeling. I was in this position where, my lady felt like I was pushing her away for this, for that, for this. I had to hold on to my lady, but I wasn't giving up my music. So I put the two together and she loved it.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. That's a dope record, bro. I just thought I mentioned to you that I listened to that joint about 4 or 5 times today.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a dope record, man. So now I feel like every artist should should be wanting to have a 50c13 nonprofit because I feel like the art form of music and community development goes together. What is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a great ordeal because, doing something for your community is giving back to the community. You can also grow a fan base from the factor of that. Every time you do something, you want to look positive because the image is a big key. You got to watch what you say on social media. You got to watch what you do out in the world. You got to watch specific words. And if you out there doing something and showing love to your city, your community, and things of that nature positively, more people are going to be drawn to you as a person. So therefore, if you're drawing people in as a person, that's also expressing who you are outside of you. Because a lot of guys get it tied and twisted, and all they do is post music, post music, post music, post music. Show the people who you are. Show them your personality. Laugh a little bit. You know what I mean? Introduce them to what you do in life. Me personally, if I'm not doing music, I'm at my 9 to 5. I love to cook. I'm a cook. You know what I mean? I don't just cook on beats. I cook in real. I just made some gumbo. I love cooking. You know what I mean? And I'm meeting people at my job because I cook and they like the way I cook. But I slide my music right on into them conversations and I'm building my fan base on a face to face level. And I mean, these people invite me to their homes and all types of stuff, genuinely because of me, not technically because of my music, but the way I treat them, my personality, and the fact that they like this and I like that. So we're seeing what each other like, and we have similar interests, and they're also supporting my music.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope, man. So as far as what you see going into the world, cause in today's society, we definitely see a lot of stuff, and we see a lot of stuff that's not pleasing to our eyesight. And so, man, how do you want your music to impact the world?
I want people to hear it and know that they ain't got to go through it alone. You can sit down, listen to my music, and understand I'm going through it too. If I can push, you can push. I want my music to be able to help somebody through a situation. I've had people message me and tell me that my music has helped them through hard times, situations, even losing a parent. I got one guy, he lost his father. When he lost his father, he said he sit in his room and listened to my music for a week straight, and it helped him get him through losing his father. That meant the world to me.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. That's real dope, man. If your music can impact somebody's emotions and really help them get through, trial or tribulation, or help them overcome a challenge or obstacle, man, that's real dope. That's real dope, man. So what are some of the things that you want to say to the younger artists, man?
Man, just work hard, man. Don't copy what you see on TV. Like really be yourself, man. Because a lot of guys, I see all these guys, they want to keep showing money and flashing money, and they out here with guns. Your image will kill your career. Saying the wrong thing will kill your career because you got to worry about these people that's sitting back looking and watching. There's people out there who ain't gonna allow their kids to listen to certain things, or they don't want to hear certain things. You're gonna lose the majority of the people that way. You don't want to just grab your generation. There's way bigger things. It's your generation alone. So if you're doing something for your generation, you got to think how many homies will tell you after you do a song, it's hot, it's fire, send it to me. Why would I send it to you when you could go stream it? You could go stream it. You could go share it. You could go share it. The people that are going to do that ain't technically the people that you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
you're right. You're right.
you're going to get shot down. You know what I mean? I've been shot down. I've had songs that I put in music reviews and people didn't like or whatever, whatnot, but I kept going. I came back the following week and said, yeah, play this. How you feel about it now? You just got to keep fighting. It's a fight.
Yeah, it is a fight. It is a fight, man. And you got to constantly push, man. So, man, let's talk about you learning the business side and why it's so important for an artist to understand the business.
Because when it come down to business, any form of business, man, you got to think money's going to be involved. There's going to be some snakes involved because some people will be more money hungry than they are concerned about the business side of things in the sense of helping you get forth. So if you don't know the business, you can easily walk into something. And before you realize what you walked into, your name on the sign on the dotted line. Now you can't do nothing. You can easily get railroaded and end up your music career can go into debt easily, especially as an independent artist. A lot of this money, I know, my money come out of my pocket for this. So if I'm
Right.
sitting back and I'm this and I invest in this and I invest in that, and then I sit back and learn after I invested, I just wasted some money. I ain't got money to be wasted. And then you got these guys that's so hungry to get a record deal because they see these jewelry and these cars and things of that nature. But you on a 3-year record deal for $1 million. They want that $1 million back within that 3 years. If you can't produce, then what do you do after that? Now you in debt to them people forever. And I also wanted to own my own music. I own everything when it comes to my music. These guys sign over rights or whatever, whatnot, and then they leave that situation. Now all of a sudden you wonder why you ain't getting no revenue. You got to stop and think. You signed that over. You pretty much gave your money away. But also, if you do become a product and blow up and become real big, and that contract is over with, there's a lot of artists that people don't understand that didn't want to go back to the record label and said, "Nope, I'm major now. I'm going independent." That record label say, "Oh no, you're not. We built you," and then they come up missing.
That's true. That's true, man. That's true. That's true, man. I think that a lot of artists, man, don't study the business and yeah, you can part ways with the record label, but you got to do it in a very strategic type way. You just can't say bump them when they help you get to where you at because that machine was behind you to make you become a household name. You know what I mean? So it's got to be an avenue where you ease your way out and both parties are happy. Just don't go on the internet blasting them because that ain't gonna end up good. You know what I mean? So it's more of a sit down and because there's a lot of people that once their contract was up, they went all the way independent, but they did it in a way where they still had mannerism and they still had good relationships with the label. You know what I'm saying? And so it can happen like that as well. So when it comes to the females out here that's rapping, man, what is your take on the females?
Man, it's some females out here that's doing their thing, man. And I mean, more so, they coming hard right now. But I got a lady right now from Australia I'm about to be working with, man. She heard me do one of my little TikTok things, and she raps and sings, and she about to do a chorus for me. But like they just as determined as the men are, man. And there's some females out there feeling like they got to stand on it harder due to the fact that they are females, so they coming out swinging.
Right, 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 right. So man, when it comes to you, what's next for Big Max?
August 15th, man, business dropping, man. I'm dropping on my daughter's birthday, man. Business. Got to stand on business. It's crazy. I wrote this song, man. It was talking about standing on business and being all about business. And so much stuff just started happening. That same week, I wrote this song and I put a preview out of it. Shout out to my manager. She said, "Yo, I love it. I love it." And I'm talking things just start rolling out and falling in line. I'm August 30th. I'm in New York going to Brooklyn, man, to perform. Like things just start falling in line. So that's I told some guys today, man, be ready for when it come when you pray for it. Just be ready to answer them prayers, man. It's really been happening for me in these last couple of weeks, man.
Right, right, right. Okay, okay, that's dope. Salute to you for that, man. And when can we expect to see more visuals from you?
More visual. Man, listen, I'm taking my people up there with me to New York, man. We going camera crazy. We on the stage crazy. Like it's going down, man. August 30th, I'm coming back with plenty live action content, man. And I also got a guy, he actually works with my wife. He just found out that he shoot videos, man. So I got like 3 videos lined up, man. So like in the next, say 2 months or so, I should drop 3 videos. Plus I'm gonna have the content from the show, man. And I mean, I'm constantly creating content on my own, but from a professional standpoint behind the camera within the next 2 months or so. It should be 3 videos. And again, like I said, I'm gonna have my camera people with me at the show. So yeah,
Okay, okay. So is there any features that we should be on the lookout for, man? I know you said you're doing a track with the young lady from Australia. So is there any more features we should be on the lookout for?
yeah, man, my homie Tio Lestat, man, we got like a 5-track EP that we lining up. He from Arizona, man. We got that lined up right now. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple artists because I do challenges too, man. Sometimes, right before a release, I do some challenges to stir up some traffic. You know what I mean? Just to see what's really, really, truly going on. Me and my homie OT Helix got something out. Me and his little brother OT Will got something on the way. So like they already recording things. We just got to go through the mixing and mastering part. So I say in the next month, I'm just trying not to over release myself, but in the next month, I got about two, three free features coming out with them guys, man. Shout out to T on the stat with he waiting on me actually to send him another verse to finish off the EP. So I have that done in the next 24 hours. So
Okay. That's what's up, man. So before we get out of here, man, tell people where they can find you at, and you know how they can stay connected with you, man.
everything is Maxx Osama, man. All social sites is Maxx Osama. The easiest way to find me is get on Google, Chrome, or whatever your search is, and just literally put in Maxx Osama, man. I got the Google page. That's the easiest way for me to go about things. I'm on all social sites. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of those things, man. And again, the easiest way to find me is Maxx Osama. You ain't even got a .com, and just put it in the search and hit the search bar. Outside of that, if you need anything else other than that, man, please do hit Seductive Peace, my manager. She in my bio on my Instagram. If you got any questions, need a feature, any business inquiries, or anything of that nature, reach out to my manager. She'll handle that, man.
All right, man. You heard it first, man. Chat about TV. Yours truly, King Jacob, man. Maxx Osama, man. Live in the building, man. And you know, man. Shout out to Tennessee, man. And Tennessee, man. Y'all gotta support these young men, up and coming. And you know, he ready to put the city on his back, but y'all got to embrace him for real, man. So I just want to thank you for coming through, man. Anytime you ever need King Jacob, just reach out to your manager, man, and you know, let's work, my brother.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Peace and blessings to you.
Peace and blessings to you as well, sir.